What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan with DFS, and in today's video, I'm going over quarterbacks to target on Fanduel. Now, I did the DraftKings version. We're still a couple weeks away from the regular season, so might as well do the Fanduel as well in case you saw the DraftKings and I don't play on DraftKings. I play on FanDuel. So I got you. So pretty much the top five are kind of the same on both sites. Danielsboro, Baker, Goff, Murray. So I do like Kyler Murray. I do think it's not as much of a love, but I mean, we're talking an $800 decrease between Kyler and Jane Daniels. So yes, on this slate, I do like Kyler Murray, 7,700 against New Orleans. New Orleans lost one of their best secondary players recently, and that's not to already go over all the rest that they've lost. So I believe Kool-Aid McKinstry has a lot to hold down this season. But I'm going to target Kyler Murray. The rushing upside he still has, a top receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr., a top tight end in Trey McBride. And you're going to mix in mediocre play between Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, Zay Jones, and a good run game with James Conner as well. So I still like Kyler Murray on both sides. And this is one, guys, where if you guys are watching this and you've watched my DraftKings video going over quarterbacks, I've went over this in previous videos of talking why I use both sides. But Sam Darnold is 7,500. He's quarterback 7 for pricing on FanDuel. DraftKings, he's towards the bottom, right? He's towards the bottom half of starting quarterbacks for week 1. So this is an instance where if I like Sam Darnold, I'm going to go play DraftKings if I want to play someone like Sam Darnold week 1, right? You want to play a few lineups and you're like, I really love Sam Darnold against San Fran's defense that's gotten torn apart and only has a few good pieces there left. But yeah, if you want to play that narrative, I'd go play on DraftKings and FanDuel. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Because I'm going to show you a player at the end of this video of why FanDuel for week 1 might be your play. But for now, we'll go back into it. I did mention on the DraftKings video I liked Tua, right? I thought it was a good matchup there against Indy. Indy brought in some defensive pieces this offseason. They still have now got the announcement that Daniel Jones is the starting quarterback week 1. Is there a shot that the Miami offense gets the ball a couple extra times now? Probably. But he is a little more pricey on FanDuel than he is DraftKings. Above CJ Stroud on this one. I believe he's cheaper on DraftKings than Matt Stafford. I could be wrong, but still, he is up there in price. Granted, the price differential between some of these guys isn't that bad. 300 is really not crazy between him and someone like Trevor Lawrence. But on FanDuel, I don't love him as much as I do on DraftKings. And before Bo Nix, yes, I like Bo Nix. He is pricey. He is really pricey. Their team should be very efficient against Tennessee in their defense. But as far as wanting a lot of ownership, I don't know if I want a lot of ownership currently right now. I still don't feel confident with that wide receiver room outside of Cortland Sutton. There's a lot of unknowns and uncertainties with that wide receiver room. Obviously, you added Evan Ingram, so that's a huge plus for someone like Bo Nix. And the running back room should be better with J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey kind of leading the charge there. So that's my worry is I like Denver's run game, so I'm probably going to get more ownership of R.J. Harvey and J.K. Dobbins than I would Bo Nix. I love the Denver offense in this game. I think their defense is going to play really good and help them out. But yeah, I would just prefer the running game over Bo Nix. It's not saying Bo Nix is bad, just prefer the run game. But yet again, if you watched my first look, we went over this. Cam Ward on FanDuel is unplayable. I don't want any Cam Ward on FanDuel in my lineups at all. He is 7,100 against Denver week 1. He's priced appropriately on DraftKings. I think if you want to take the shot for Cam Ward for his price on DraftKings in tournaments, go for it, right? You're playing against one of the best defenses in the league. It's week 1 and you're on the road. I understand. On FanDuel, you're paying more for Cam Ward than guys with a lot better matchups and game scripts, like a Trevor Lawrence, like a Daniel Jones, and more. I don't want to go to the bottom just yet. I don't want to spoil the player that's down there that is my number one play on FanDuel. But going down, yes, I did mention Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence at 7,000, right? Difference between him and Tua is 300. Difference between him and Daniel Jones is 100. So you're getting a better discount on Daniel Jones on DraftKings than you are FanDuel, right? I'd probably much rather play Trevor Lawrence for the $100 more on FanDuel in a really, really good game. It should be a good game against Carolina, to where, you know, they have Horn as one of their key secondary pieces, but there's not a lot outside of that. They brought in some to be competitive, but it's nothing right now that is a game changer. So I still really like Trevor Lawrence, but I prefer him on FanDuel just over some of the other pricing. But yeah, Daniel Jones, 6,900. I still think he's a really good play on FanDuel, right? I think if it was Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones, both of them would have been in my, you know, top quarterback plays for week one. We got the announcement it's Daniel Jones, so I still really love Daniel Jones for week one. Continue to go down. You get a discount on Brock Purdy on FanDuel. It's 6,900 against Seattle. I'm not the biggest on Brock Purdy currently against that Seattle secondary, right? I think if you want to throw a name in for San Fran, we're talking about Christian McCaffrey. Brock Purdy, I don't want to test that secondary week one at home. I really don't. Aaron Rodgers, 6,800 on the road against the Jets. Yeah, no, right? Even for the price compared to some of the other guys, like Justin Fields, you're paying a more premium on FanDuel than DraftKings, but yet again, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers is the same price as Bryce Young for a better matchup, and I would say overall the wide receiver room for Carolina is better than the wide receiver room for Pittsburgh. Although I would put, you know, talent-wise right now, DK Metcalf ahead of Tet or Adam Thielen. But I think when you get a competitive wide receiver room that Carolina has, to where it's pretty unknown what the starting three wide receivers is going to look like, although we have a really good guess on who it's going to be, I would take that. So Bryce Young, I would play in a heartbeat over someone like Aaron Rodgers for week one. Obviously, if you like Trevor Lawrence against Carolina's defense, you should like Bryce Young against Jacksonville's defense. Although they did add two good corners this offseason, one in the draft and one through free agency. But still, I love Bryce Young for week one. I think he's a really good play. He is cheaper than the Indy quarterbacks. Even though it's 100, it's still cheaper. Russell Wilson, I think, is a huge question mark. I think if the play action game can get going, Russell Wilson should be a guy that gets you 16 points, but 16 is kind of not what you need on FanDuel, right? You need 20 plus when you're paying that price point, right? On DraftKings, when you're paying $5,000 for a quarterback, it's a lot more manageable for that 15, 16 points you need. Michael Penix, I think Michael Penix, a really solid play against Tampa Bay on FanDuel, right? 6,700, one of the cheapest starting quarterbacks on FanDuel. Yeah, granted, you know, Russell Wilson's the same price, but we saw the games that Tampa Bay and Atlanta had last season. Although that wasn't Michael Penix in those games, we got a small sample size of Michael Penix, but even with that, it was against some poor defenses, so I'm not sold on Michael Penix, but the price is definitely intriguing to me on FanDuel. And then, man, Drake May. This is it. This is who we've been waiting for, right? If you watch this video, if you've seen the prices, you already know who I was going to talk about. I didn't forget him. I knew he's down there. Drake May is 6,600 against Vegas at home. I mentioned how much I love Indy quarterbacks for their price point, for their price and matchup on DraftKings. guess what? On FanDuel, Drake May is number one for me right now. Drake May is number one for me against a Vegas defense that did not do anything significant to improve their defense. I truly don't believe they added game changers to that defense, or some guys to be hopeful that they come into the scheme and change. They didn't. They did not. So Drake May, 6,600 at home against Vegas. This is my favorite play as of right now, right? We're still a couple weeks away, but as of this moment, Drake May is my favorite FanDuel play per his price point. So, yeah, I yet again, you can say a Saints player, 6,500, and throw Joe Flacco in there against Cincy. They had some banger games last season, but yeah, Drake May, first price point, I think is one of my favorite plays on this slate. So, hope you guys did enjoy. Like I said, if you guys didn't see the DraftKings video, I did that one. You guys can even go and compare, the prices for yourselves and kind of see what site you might want to do more lineups on, or where you want to start week one. So let me know who you guys are targeting for week one. I'll probably have a tight ends video going for you guys. I don't think we need to do a FanDuel defense because they're a lot similar as DraftKings, but yeah, I definitely wanted to do the quarterbacks just because of Drake May. Honestly, because of Drake May, and then just show the absurdness that FanDuel did to Cam Ward on FanDuel. So, hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.